Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of The Wave, a show that helps you prepare food when you're tired of going to the dining halls all the time. I'm your host, Allison.
And I'm Tyrell, and today we'll be showing you how to prepare appetizers, main entrees, and desserts in your microwave, in your dorm, on a college budget.
First, we're going to start with the appetizers, showing you two alternatives so you can choose to make your favorite. The first appetizer we're going to make today is the chili dip. For this, you're going to need a can of chili, a block of cream cheese, and a bag of shredded cheddar cheese.
Now, the best part about this recipe is that it's simple, it has minimal ingredients, and there are no measurements, so you can add as much as you want.
All right, what you're going to want to do is put the cream cheese on the bottom of whatever dish you choose to use. Just make sure that it's microwavable safe. All right, so I'm gonna do that. After you get your bowl, you gotta get the cream cheese, and you're gonna wanna put the cream cheese in the bowl first, and then add the chili on top of that. Again, as much or as little as you want. So let's get that cream cheese in there. Yum, that just looks.
Let them watch it fall out.
Yeah.
That
looks
nice.
Awesome. Okay, so then you're gonna add a little bit of that. A little bit of that chili. Oh yeah,
gotta like
that
the brown
looks
with your
great.
whites.
Yeah, Tyrell likes a lot of chili. If you can't tell.
I love it.
All right, after that, best part, you're gonna want to sprinkle cheese on top of that. Let's get the cheese, and of course, you need to put a bunch of cheese on there. So you're gonna want to put the cheese on top of that. I like to get a handful, you know,
or the whole bag. The whole bag.
Or the whole. Yeah, you know.
Screw it.
Who cares about calories, right? After you put that on there, you're going to want to put it in the microwave for 5 minutes or whenever it starts to bubble. Just make sure to keep an eye on it. For the sake of time, we don't have time to put it in the microwave. So this is what it would potentially look like, just bubbling and more gooey and delicious.
Now imagine it hot and ready to go. And
this
nice.
will be your final product. It
yes,
looks great.
That's the final result of it.
Just add some chips and you're ready to go.
And for the next appetizer, we're going to be preparing some pizza roll-ups for you. For the most part, this is a more healthy but still affordable version of pizza rolls. For this, you're going to need flour tortillas, pizza sauce, baby spinach leaves, and shredded mozzarella. If you want, you can add a bit of pepperoni.
The best part about this recipe is that you'll easily be able to kind of make it your own. You can use wheat tortillas if you want to lean more towards a more healthier route.
And it's very important to remember that these ingredients were prepared in advance. So if you're in a bit of a rush, you will have to leave a little bit of time for preparing the ingredients. So the first thing you do is you place the tortilla flat on the plate, as Allison so expertly done.
Yes.
Then you spread the pizza sauce evenly in the middle.
It's got to be even though.
Or odd, doesn't matter. Yeah. Anyway, evenly placed. Then you evenly place the spinach and the cheese on top of the sauce.
All right.
And if you so choose, place a layer of pepperoni. If your college budget affords pepperoni.
You know, you got to add that spinach in there because even though it is pizza, some people like to make pizza healthier. So you got to get your daily greens.
You got to level it out. You got to balance it out.
And then, you know, to balance out that spinach, if you're not really a healthy person like me, you just take another handful of the mozzarella.
Just a handful. It has to be
or
solid fist.
Two or three, you know, whatever you're feeling.
Or a shoe.
All right, so you're gonna put that on there. Then you got to get the pepperoni.
Now pepperoni is expensive, and this is a college budget. Remember. Now after this, you're gonna place it in the microwave for a good 45 seconds, or until the cheese is melted and your mouth is watering. So we are going to. Take care of that.
Okay. For the sake of time, we don't have time to put it in the microwave, but we have something else prepared. After you would pull it out of the microwave and it was all bubbly and delicious, you would just roll it up and enjoy. And this will be what your final product is going to look like.
Delicious. Now,
delicious.
We're going to have to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to show you how to make 2 quick entrees. Stay tuned.
Honey, have you seen our cat?
Nope.
Hello everyone and welcome back. We just showed you how to make 2 very easy appetizers and now we're going to move on to the main course.
Now these ones are going to take a little longer than the appetizers because they have a bit more ingredients.
We're going to start with some south of the border wraps. You're going to need kidney beans, corn, a bell pepper, a jar of salsa, tortillas, and a bag of shredded cheddar cheese, of course. For this, you're going to want to drain the kidney beans in the strainer, rinse them out with some cool water, and then place them in a bowl. Do the same thing with the corn. Of course, we've already done this already.
There's a bowl over here.
Okay. It's your turn.
Now as we prepare these things, just bear with us. Next, you're going to want to clean the bell pepper out and cut it in half. Then chop it up until it fills about 1/4 of the cup. Then you're going to take your salsa and measure about half of the cup or whatever your satiation needs. Then you're going to mix your beans, your corn, your bell peppers, and your salsa all together in the same bowl.
You got to have like a lot of salsa though, because the salsa's like...
That's the main thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like the glue too.
The oil that drives the engine. I'll do
Right.
it while you talk.
Okay, you go ahead and mix that for me. After that, you're going to put the tortillas on the counter like so. And after you put that on the counter, you're going to want to spread about a 1/2 cup of the bean and vegetable mix onto them. So if you go ahead and do that for me, Taro.
Bam.
After you do that,
bam.
you're just going to want to roll it up. So this looks great.
Roll
You're
that
just-
thing, Allison.
Yeah,
Roll it.
I'm pretty good at rolling. So you're gonna roll that up. Of course, put a little bit of cheese on there. And you're gonna wanna microwave it for about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes, depending on your preference.
Then, all you have to do is enjoy after that.
Yep, this is our finished product that we have here. This looks great. We even decided, by choice, you can even add a little salsa, maybe some chips and cheese on the side. Always delicious. All right, next guys, we're gonna do a single serving of spaghetti in a bowl.
Now, while it sounds unconventional, just listen to these instructions and see if you're still with it. For these, you're gonna need some macaroni noodles, some water, some pasta sauce, and then some shredded mozzarella cheese. All right, not too difficult.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too hard. The best part about this is that it's one super simple thing and it has just minimal cost.
Now, all you're gonna do is mix 1/3 of a cup of the macaroni, which Allison has in her hand,
Yep.
with 1/3 to about 1/4 of a cup of water. Nice, boom shakalaka.
Yes.
Then,
So guys, you gotta break it up to make it fit in the bowl.
definitely.
All right.
And then once it's covered with water, make sure all the noodles touch the water. You're gonna put it.
they're all definitely touching.
You're gonna put it in the microwave for about 7 minutes. Then you're gonna wanna stop it at 5 minutes, 3 minutes, and then 1 minute, and then 30 seconds.
Okay. After that, for the sake of time, after your macaroni's ready, add 2.5 tablespoons of your pasta sauce of choice, and 1/4 cup of cheese. If you're crazy, you might want if you're crazy, you'll put that little, but you might want more.
Yeah.
And then you're just gonna stir all that great stuff back up and put it in the microwave.
We
You
did
forgot
forget the cheese. We
Yeah,
definitely
you
forgot
can't-
the cheese. I didn't want
Can't forget that.
to, reach across and invade your space.
Yep, we got pile it on there. That looks great.
Boom.
Boom.
Everybody got
Great.
time for measurements. Now, when that's done, you're gonna have a perfect sized portion of spaghetti and even a higher sized portion of cheese. So there's no waste. You can have it all to yourself. If your friends asked, you know what to say.
Okay, we are going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we are going to do the best part of the meal, dessert. So stay tuned.
So then I said, Mr. Prime Minister, I'm flattered that you love chocolate, but I'm here strictly in a professional. What's wrong with him?
He thinks you're naked.
My shell is brown. It just looks like my milk chocolate is showing. Only a fool would think I'd actually show up naked.
So it's that kind of party. Hit it!
I'm sexy and I know it.
Aye.
Look at that body. Look at that body. Look at that body.
I work out.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
And welcome back, everyone. I hope you're still hungry. Before the break, we were getting ready to show you some desserts that we're going to make today, and we're going to get ready to get those ready for you.
Just like with all of the other meals, you have many different options when it comes to desserts. On this episode, we will be making a cookies and cream mug cake and a brownie in a mug.
Now first, we're gonna show you how to make something called a cookies and cream mug cake.
Yum.
First, you're gonna need, go ahead, Allison, take
All
it.
right, I got it. For this recipe, you will need a coffee mug, a 1/4 cup of white chocolate chips, some Oreos, 3 tablespoons of milk, 4 tablespoons of flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/2 tablespoon of vegetable oil.
Now the very first step, numero uno, of this dessert is to place the chocolate chips into the mug.
Okay.
After you do that, well, chocolate chips and the milk. I'm forgetting.
Oh,
That's
let
the
me
most
grab the
important.
milk here. Give me a second. You know, and we are professional chefs, so you might want to like measure this out beforehand, but we're really good at this, so we can just eyeball it.
Yeah.
That looks about right.
And after that, you're gonna put it in the microwave for about a good 30, 40 seconds, and then you're gonna mix it all together. And once that's done, you're gonna add the flour.
Thank you.
You're going to add the baking powder and
Not
then-
baking soda.
Not baking soda.
Not baking soda.
Not baking soda, the
Yeah.
baking powder.
Commonly confused. All right.
And oil, and then you're going to whisk them all together. Oh, here's the oil. Until it's all, the oil's to make it smooth, all right?
Yeah.
Things gotta run smoothly.
Yeah.
You don't wanna have a rough thingy-majiggy. And then, using a fork, you're gonna need to smash the Oreos and add them into the cup. Now, when you smash the Oreos, make sure you do it as violently as possible.
Yeah, Tyrell,
all right?
you know, we're all in college. It is final season, so it's very hard to.
Just think about your finals.
Yeah.
Just think about what you're gonna have, what test you're gonna have to take, the 70-question, 30-minute test.
Yeah,
and then
that's
you just
always rough. You just, if
just-
you want to
just
get
get it
out
in.
all that frustration, you just really gotta mash it in there.
moan, grunt, do whatever you need.
You don't have to do all that, but you know, it's personal preference, whatever you want to do. All right, that seems
moan and
good.
I
I got a little frustration out without any moaning and groaning, but that's okay. All right, you just sprinkle them on there like so, and put that in the microwave for about a minute. That's what you said, right?
In the microwave, yes, for a minute or a minute and a half. Allison, you have an excellent memory.
All right, after you take that out, you're gonna want to let the cake sit just for a few minutes so it can cool down before you take a huge bite. So, for the sake of time, we don't have time to microwave right now, but we have the finished product. If you go ahead and zoom in on that, take a look. That looks great. I wish I could just take a bite of that
yum,
right
yum,
now,
yum.
don't you, Tyrell?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
That's-
Next, guys, we are going to show you how to make a simple brownie in a mug. So we need our mug here.
The mug is maybe the most crucial part.
Yeah,
Can't
definitely.
have any crappy looking mug. Now this recipe is great if you find yourself craving a brownie, and all you have to do is whip it up in the microwave instead of making an entire pan.
This recipe requires a 1/4 cup of sugar, a 1/4 cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, salt, 3 tablespoons of water, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. For starters, you will need to mix the sugar, flour, cocoa powder, and a pinch of salt into the mug. All right.
Let's take care of that.
All right, you can get I'll get the sugar, you get the cocoa.
Where is the cocoa? Where?
right
Oh,
there you
right
go.
in front of my face.
Yeah. You gotta add a lot of cocoa.
A
'cause
lot of cocoa.
Kids these days are just in love
With the cocoa.
Yeah, they really are. All right, so you gotta make it real chocolatey. And if you want, like, if you have some extra ingredients, we're in college, we're trying to make the most of what we got, you can even throw in some white chocolate chips in there.
There's more cocoa.
All right, then you're
course.
gonna wanna add the water and olive oil. There's some oil. Let's get a little bit of, even some, if you don't have water, milk works. Just add a little bit of milk. Tyrell, will you go ahead and mix that up for me real quick?
Definitely. You sure this thing doesn't need a little bit more cocoa?
Yeah, I think just a little more, because we are in love with it.
I'm in love with the cocoa. There we go.
All right, after you go ahead and mix that up, you're gonna wanna microwave it for about 1 minute and 40 seconds.
And when the brownie is done, you can also add a little bit of ice cream just for something extra, but remember we're on a college budget, so you're forgiven if you don't have it.
Well, that's all the time that we have for today. I hope that everyone enjoyed the recipes that they saw on this episode of The Wave.
I certainly did, and make sure you stay tuned next time to see our new recipes. You never know what we're gonna have in store. Take it easy, IUP.